candle. I gaze at a candle long and tall, its wax smooth and straight. I listen on the perils of hope. Never lit, never held, never loved. Not even a wisp of smoke, the wick untouched, remains of the flame that never had the chance to shine. A memory of light that no one remembers, except me. After writing that, I wad up the paper up and throw it across the room. It's nothing but garbage. Everything in this box is garbage. It's all just mindless drivel that doesn't mean anything. My legacy, garbage. No one will ever read it, or even care if they do. It's all just going to sit in this box until the day I die. And then it'll get thrown out because it has no financial value. After our parents, the most closely related relative we have is Jean's brother, who lives clear across the country, and I've never even met him. Him, or most likely his kids, will inherit our stuff, and it's not like they're going to attach a lot of sentimental value to the ramblings of an aunt they don't know. I might as well just save a lot of time and energy and throw it away right now. No, we're going to adopt. And that adopted child, or their children, will want things like this after I'm gone because of the fond memories that we'll have made together. I need to remember that. It will be hard, but we will have a child. I will be a mother. Jean will be a father. I get up and go over to the crumpled piece of paper I had thrown away. I smooth it out and put it back in the box. We will have a child. Adoption is okay. Why do I have to work so hard to remind myself of that? I lay back down on the bed and try to not hear the deafening silence. Why can't I be happy? Why? I'm startled awake by Jean coming home. I wasn't aware that I'd apparently dozed off. It doesn't feel like I got any sleep, though. I'm still just as exhausted, mentally and emotionally, as I was this morning.
Hon, are you home?
Yeah, I'm in here.
Hey, I'm sorry if I woke you up.
I wasn't really sleeping, just lying here, thinking. Trying not to think is more like it.
Oh, Yuri.
He lies down beside me and begins stroking my hair. It feels really comforting. I snuggle up against him so that he's spooning me. I wonder if he wants sex, but he just lies there holding me. And truthfully, I have no desire for that right now. That's become an all too common occurrence for us. While sex does sometimes help me feel a little better, it's now shadowed by the knowledge that nothing will come of it. Currently weeks, sometimes even a month, go by when we're not intimate together. It's not always me. Sometimes he's not feeling it either. But it's usually me. It bothers me that I'm not able to give him the things we both want. Children, pleasure, happiness. I'm a failure as a wife. Does he regret marrying me? He has always wanted children. If he was married to someone else, he could still have them. He just lays there and continues to stroke my hair.
I love you.
I love you too.
January, year 14.
I'm busy getting the store ready to be open today when my phone chimes. Baby born without problems. Both of us are happy and healthy. Congratulations. I'm being honest in my congratulations this time. I'm very happy for you. Thanks, Yuri. I wait a bit, but there are no replies from Zero or Notsky. Zero is probably just busy. Notsky is almost certainly still asleep. I messaged Jean to give him the good news. I just got text that Monica had successful delivery.
That's good to hear. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
I know you're fine.
I smile and blush a little. Thanks, doing okay as well. I go back to getting ready to unlock the doors. I would be lying if I said I wasn't a bit jealous of Monica, but I am able to be happy for her. I still hear the silence from where the crib would have been. It is not always deafening, but it never goes completely away either. I know it never will. but I manage. It helps that Jean and I are both committed towards adopting. It is our current goal. What we had previously saved as a down payment for our house is now the baby fund for us. We are being especially careful with our money, putting everything extra we have towards it. I even sold my entire knife collection, except for my favorite knife, to use for it. As the knife I used to cut down Sayori, I couldn't bear to part with it even for the adoption. We also held off on buying a second car for me to use. So I still take the bus to work. Despite all that, it is so expensive to adopt it will be at least another year, probably 2, before we can really make the attempt. And there are no guarantees. I've read stories online of prospective parents paying hundreds of thousands of dollars and the adoption still failing or falling through at the end. No, I can't think like that. We are being careful, doing our research. That won't happen to us. It can't. I shake off the thought as I unlock the doors to finish opening this door. A couple of hours later, I am surprised to see one of our regular customers reading a novel. He has been here enough for me to know he likes fantasy books and should currently be in class. Skipping school today? Relax, I'm not going to turn you in.
Thanks.
Word of advice, if you are going to skip through, or if you are going to skip though, ditch the uniform, it's a dead giveaway.
No one would look for me in a bookstore.
I got caught here more times than I care to admit when I was your age.
Yeah, but that'd have to be like forever ago.
Not that long ago. How old does this kid think I am? I'm only 30-something. And I won't hide you if you get caught.
Ah, come on, I just want a place I can read in peace.
So did I, which is why I said I won't turn you in.
Thanks.
I start to turn away to go back to work.
Hey,
I turn back to look at him.
did you really get caught skipping here?
Yeah, I did.
I didn't think anyone else would skip school for a bookstore.
Neither did I.
Dang, I really thought I'd found a safe place.
The way he said that brings back bitter memories of my time at school. Safe from what?
Huh?
Safe from what? Because if it's from getting caught off school grounds, then being in class is your best bet.
No, it's nothing.
Hey, it doesn't sound like nothing.
What does a girl know about bullies?
Kids can be cruel to both boys and girls.
Were you bullied too?
Memories of a group of children in grade school calling me Yuri the Urinator forced their way forward. I didn't even have a bladder problem, it was just because of my name. Though that was better than having Yuri as a nickname in middle school. Getting labeled a knife-loving weirdo because of my collection was the final nail in the coffin. Shortly after that is when I began skipping school, cutting myself, reading in class, and ignoring my homework. My grades, of course, plummeted and never recovered, though at the time I didn't care. Yeah.
What did you do?
Came here to hide until I started getting caught.
And then?
Hid in books as much as I could.
Did it work?
No, not really.
So I just have to live with it. Thanks for being honest, I guess.
You don't have to. You should tell the teacher or school counselor what's going on. He looks at me doubtfully.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did it help?
I can't hide my frown at the memory of what happened the one time I told an adult.
That's what I thought.
Sorry.
That's okay, I'm used to being alone.
You don't have to be. I eventually made some friends in high school.
How?
Huh?
How do you make friends? I'm not very good at that.
Good question. I have been trying to figure that out my whole life. Honestly, the most popular girl in school invited me to join a new club she was starting up. He scoffs.
Sounds like a setup for a prank.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I ended up making friends for life there. Friends I still have to this day. So perhaps you should join a club instead of trying to hide here.
I don't fit in with any of them.
If you like books, then how about the literature club? That is the one I joined.
I checked out the book club once, but it had way too many people in it.
The book club was that way when I was in high school too. But the literature club was smaller and more personal. I don't really know the difference.
Literature club? Never heard of it.
Not surprised. It never had more than 5 members, including myself when I was there, and we all graduated together. Unless someone started up again, and it ended with us.
I'm certain it doesn't exist then, though I can see or can't see how it would be different from the book club. Thank you.
We didn't just read books, but also wrote as well. Poetry, short stories, we even collaborated on a manga once. And we shared them with each other.
That doesn't sound very fun.
Prefer reading to writing?
No, I really love to write, especially. Never mind, but the idea of sharing what I write, I don't think I can do that again.
I was resistant to the first time a sharing activity was suggested, but it really worked well. It opened us up to not only different styles of writing, but also each other. I don't think I would have become so close to my friends otherwise.
I don't know.
Hey, it's your life, and my circumstances may not apply to you, but that's how I got through high school.
You're right, it doesn't apply. There's no such club.
You could try to start one.
Could you?
No, I suppose not. He's right. I could never have started the club on my own, much less run it. If it weren't for Monica and Siri's outgoing personalities, the simple literature club would never have gotten off the ground. Sorry, I'm not much help.
That's okay, at least you tried.
People can try, but that's about it.
Is that a quote from something?
Yes, something I read back in high school. Can't exactly remember what anymore. Probably some old English assignment I've forgotten.
Ugh, I don't know why English teachers do that. I love to read, but the classics are always so dull. We are supposed to read Death of a Salesman right now. More like Death of a Student by Boredom.
I wasn't too fond of that one myself, but some of them are pretty good. For example, Les Miserables I found to be quite thought-provoking and applicable to the modern day. And Don Quixote is a timeless comedy.
I've seen the musicals of both of those.
Like movies, the books are always better.
Maybe I'll take a look at them someday. For now, I'll stick with what I know.
He holds up his book, which I see is from the Shannara series. Okay then. Although one final piece of advice, don't skip too much and take your grades seriously. I know teachers always say that, and it seems irrelevant at your age, but it does affect you after you graduate.
Sure.
I suspect he's not going to really listen to me about that, so I don't push it. I leave him alone and go back to work. Time for my lunch. Today it's a cheese sandwich and green tea in a thermos from home. Thermos tea isn't nearly as good as fresh tea from the coffee shop, but it is cheaper. Every little bit helps. While eating, I checked the messages on my phone. It had been going off while I was working, and I didn't have time to check it.
Whoa, look at all these words. We gotta see what happened. Hurry up, me.
Thanks, Yuri. So have you decided on a name yet? Not quite. We can't agree. I want to name her Chris after my brother. Rika wants to name her Kakiko after the friend that introduced us. Or how about Crisco as a compromise? Appreciate the suggestion, but I don't think we'll give our baby a name that sounds like shortening. Sayori is a nice name for a baby. Our baby is a boy, but Chris is a girl's name. And so is Akiko. We would make Akiko masculine by changing it to Makiko. And Chris is a name that can go either way.
Yeah, I mean, it's Christy one way and Christopher the other. Goodness.
So can Sayori if you use it that way. Or if you use that way.
If you use that way.
Sorry, Sayori, not happening. Oh. That was the last message, and the timestamp was over an hour ago. How about you, Ree? Sorry, Yuri. Like I told Sayori, it's a boy. Not Yuri. Yuri. And Yuri is a male name in Russia. What kind of a name is that? A male variant of mine.
Switcheroo references.
Like Akiko to Makiko. No offense, Yuri, but it sounds made up. Dang, she got me. Okay, I did a quick web search, and Yuri apparently is an actual name. I'm surprised I didn't know it was an actual name. I really had made it up as a joke just now. But Rikamo and I agree we're not naming our baby that.
How about calling him Nate?
It looks like Natsuki is awake. I laughed a little bit at her suggestion.
I know. You can compromise by naming him Makiko Chris. But just call it by his initials since that's a little long.
So you're suggesting we name our son MC?
Maybe. Oh.
Okay, time to come clean. The baby is a girl. I just said boy because I didn't want all of you to keep suggesting we name her after one of you. Nothing against your names. I just know if we did, the other two of you would feel slighted. Hold on, Rico and I are working out a compromise. I set my phone down to take some more bites of my sandwich while waiting for Monica to respond. Finally, I hear the reply. We're naming her Akiko. That's a compromise. Since Chris can go either way, we will use that name for our next child, even if it's a boy.
Dang, I was really hoping for Nat for Nate. Or Nat or Nate.
Akiko, a good name. Glad you have it figured out.
Yes, and don't forget to send us pictures from time to time, too.
I will.
I wait a bit, but the conversation is apparently over as my phone doesn't chirp again. I set my phone down and focus on my lunch. I am a bit surprised by Siri suggesting MC as a name. Siri hasn't said anything directly, but I've been getting the feeling she and him have been fighting more than usual. All couples argue. Even Jane and I have had some rather heated discussions since getting married. But I am concerned about the two of them, though I may be a bit biased against MC right now. We have never been close. Even in the literature club, we were more friendly than actual friends. But about a month after Edward was born, I was visiting him and Sayori, helping with the kids, when MC accused me of trying to live vicariously through them. The worst part was that I couldn't deny it. If I am being honest with myself, that is what I had been doing. Coming over to help take care of their children so that in my mind I could pretend I was caring for my own. Even though he was right, and I was being selfish, it still really hurt my feelings. I stopped visiting them as frequently as I had been, and began avoiding him seeing it himself. I still often chat with Sayori, though. I just wish MC and I were on better terms for Sayori's sake, if nothing else. I finish my sandwich and check the time. I find I don't have time to read like usual. That's okay. Chatting with my friends was more important than my book. I pack everything up so I can head back to work. I'm in the back of the store verifying our next order of books to submit when one of the store employees comes in.
I don't know, it's a pretty barren store. Hey, boss, there's a delivery for you.
I check the calendar. We don't have any shipments scheduled for today, even though our warehouse is empty.
It's not a book shipment, it's a delivery. For you personally.
Curious, I follow him to the front of the store where I see a small bouquet of assorted flowers. I smile as I read the note. To my lavender love, from Jean. I know he sent them to try to cheer me up because of Monica's baby. While I am doing okay, I appreciate the thought.
Is he gonna marry?
My husband.
Oh, it's a girl. That was my boyfriend to stuff like that.
Why do you think I married him? I take the flowers and set them out of the way, but still visible. While I am a little concerned at my expense, I am certain he didn't go overboard. Besides, as the proverb says, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. If we focus too much on working towards the adoption, then it will hurt ourselves and our relationship. It's why neither of us have taken a second job either. I go into the back to finish up the book order. See you tomorrow.
Are you taking your flowers?
No, I'm leaving them here so I can enjoy them tomorrow.
Okay, have a good evening.
I will.
Instead of going... Oh, dang it.
Instead of going straight home, I head to the public library. I'm trying to plan a last-minute date with Jean tonight. It's important for us to continue dating each other even though we are now married. Besides, I want to do something special for him since he was thoughtful enough to send me flowers. Being careful with money means we've learned to get creative with activities. I started by finding a science fiction movie I think he will like. Our library rents movies for free, as well as books, so it has become our primary source for them. Sure, we have to wait a while for new releases, but we've also been able to put all the money we'd been spending on movie tickets and streaming services right into the baby fund. Dinner, popcorn, and a fun movie would normally be enough, but I want to do something a little extra special tonight. I began browsing the shelves looking for ideas on something to do. Something inexpensive that might be fun to try, preferably interactive. Cooking, not tonight. Quilting, involved. Knitting, need to buy yarn. Scrapbook, doesn't sound interesting to me. Traditional tea ceremonies, I would really enjoy that, but I know it isn't something Jane would be terribly excited about. I then spot a book on folding paper airplanes. Perfect. We have plenty of paper at home, and we can unfold them afterwards for reuse. I check out the book and movie and catch the bus.